Hi, welcome to CFS Fibreglass. I'm Paul Lowe and I'm with Paul Brechel again, and today we're going to have some fun because we've just got in some really interesting fluorescent pigments which we've done a few little samples here, but the real test, because the majority of people who want the pigments are surfboard manufacturers. So what we're going to do is, we've got part of a surfboard blank here. We'll be wetting out surfboard fabric and then applying a coat of fluorescent, and we've done, well, we've got 4 colours. We'll be doing 8 samples because these lovely fluorescent colours are not lastingly colour fast in UV, so we will be doing a little bit of a trial. Now obviously you don't take your surfboard out and leave it out for days on end, but we want to know approximately how long. So Paul,
yeah,
back to you.
Yeah.
Have you catalysed your resin?
No, we're about to catalyse the resin. We've got.
And you're just going to, for the camera, you're just going to do the first 2, aren't you?
Yes. What we'll do is wet out the surface of the board first to give the mat something to sit on.
Just the first
and then,
2, yeah.
And then with clear resin, just wet out the first 2.
And then we do our fluorescent coat and then the final gloss coat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So add 2% of catalyst.
It's amazing that surfboard resin is sort of a bluey colour.
It is. It's it clears
very
completely clear, but it's kind of odd that it's got a blue colour to start with.
Okay. Now this surfboard resin doesn't take too long to go off, does it? So
no, it's quite quick curing.
20 minutes.
Yeah. At this sort of temperature, it will be quite quick. Yeah, that's why I've put 2% rather than, because you can go from 1 to 3% with this resin.
Yeah. But in here must be at least 20 degrees.
It's got to be, yeah.
So we'll just wet out the first 2 samples, which are, that's the orange colour, isn't it?
That's the orange one, yeah. So.
But off camera you'll be wetting the whole thing out, but just to show the mat being wet out.
So just give it a nice wet out to.
Well, Al called it a dampening.
A dampening, yes.
More than a dampening.
A little bit more than a dampening, but
it won't do any harm though. Oh, you can see it's coming through straight away already, isn't it?
I mean, it doesn't take a lot of resin at all.
Yeah. I think these are going to be attractive samples.
Yeah.
This is where you could use your scraper, actually.
Well, yes, you could, yeah.
Guys do.
They love the scrapers.
Are you going to do that
particularly for the resin coats? We can actually, yeah.
Well, on these 2, just to show the cam before we go off camera, just to see what happens.
Yeah,
you
sure.
can scrape it along really thin then, can't you?
Yeah.
And then carry on off camera to do the other samples up here.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see what
We've got one of these.
I don't think they use these. Well, you've already got enough resin on
a bit of a wet edge.
Oh, okay, so it's not completely
so
dry. And then you're just going to...
What it does, it gives a good...
You're going to pull it along to just to get rid of it?
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
That's it. It gives a nice flat finish there.
So, we're going to go off camera, you'll wet the rest of them out.
Yeah.
And then the next time we're back is to actually do the fluorescent colours.
Do the fluorescent colour.
In about half an hour.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So it's just over 25 minutes later and we're just catalysing the first one. We've got 15% pigment, haven't we? We've been quite generous, Paul.
Yes, we have, yeah.
And we think that's just going to be fine. It's within the boundaries of what's acceptable. It's anything between 10 and 15, but this is our first attempt, so we just thought, well, we'll just make sure it does have enough orange pigment in it. So we're just going to paint on the first one, and then off camera we'll be doing the others, and I'll probably pop back when he's just going to be doing the pink one at the end. So let's, good luck.
So, okay, so off we go.
This is supposed to be our fluorescent coating now. Well, I have to say, initially it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Don't you reckon?
It's very fluorescent, isn't it?
Yeah, but it looks about the right density. I think what we'll do is we'll do that first one and then move to the second, and or even it out. That's what you're doing, isn't it? You're trying to make it even.
Yeah.
Let that settle and we'll do the second one,
So this one, yeah.
And then we'll go back and make sure that the first one looks as good as we can get. Because after all, it is a liquid layer, isn't it?
Yes.
So putting it on perfectly even is not that easy, is it? But that first one's settling down
Seems
quite
to
nicely,
be.
isn't
Seems
it?
to be, isn't it? Yeah.
If that was a surfboard, that's almost acceptable now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I don't think they use the colours in these great big wodges, unless it's a rescue one. They'll be having like fine line bands and things. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think all you can do...
Shall I give that another?
Yeah, well, that's all I'm going to say is if you can just smooth it out as best as you can, and then I'm going to go off camera and you'll be doing the lovely yellow and the green and the pink, and I'll probably come back when you're doing the pink one to see how they're faring, because these will go off in 20 minutes, won't they?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. Right. Well, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Let you get on doing the other 3 colours. We'll come back for the final coat, which is the pink one, isn't it?
Yep.
If we just look along though, the orange and the yellow look fantastic. The green, I think we're going to do a little bit more work on that one, because you can see there's a little bit of blobbing, which in the yellow doesn't exist, and in the orange doesn't exist. And I think the pink is going to be, that's going to be okay, isn't it?
I think so.
By the look, when that settles down, that's going to be fine. But off camera, we'll probably get the brush out again and just try and put a little bit more on the green. But I'll tell you what, green is going to be the least used fluorescent pigment, you know, for the surfboard guys.
Yeah.
Because basically you want something that's bright and, you know, you can see in the sea.
Very visible, yeah.
I mean, that will become like a camouflage almost. No, that pink is good. Look how even it's gone. No, I think that's cool. Really is. Okay. So, this is our coat with the colour. We put it on top of the surfboard mat with the first coat of resin. And now, in another 20 minutes, so it's all quite rapid, we can come back and put a final gloss coat on.
Yep.
With a little bit of wax
with a wax additive, yeah.
And then basically our samples are done. And
Yes.
if you were a surfboard guy, you'd polish the board up then, wouldn't you?
Yes, yeah.
But we won't be bothering with that.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm really actually quite chuffed with those. They look fantastic.
Yeah.
All look fantastic, but I think off camera we'll just try and even the green out a bit.
Yes.
I think you know the reason why. It's a slightly denser colour, and so if there is any unevenness, it will show. Whereas the pink and the yellow and the orange are so intensely fluorescent, they cover up blemishes. Whereas the green, I think, still
more of a.
Okay. So we're back to do our final coat, and in this one we've used the surfboard resin again, and we've also added wax additive or wax solution. The catalyst was at 2% and the wax solution was at 2% as well, isn't that correct?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And the reason we use the wax additive or solution is
to take the tackiness off the final coat, so
correct.
It gives a nice smooth finish.
The same thing happens in when you do roofing. The final top coat has wax additive in, doesn't it?
So yeah, it's completely tack free.
Yeah.
And
so this is the final shot now, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Just going to be a clear coat that you're going to apply, and that's our samples done then.
Yep.
And that's hopefully you're going to put a fairly thick coat on.
A good thick coat on, yeah.
And that would be our surfboard finished in effect. Except if it was a real surfboard, you'd polish it up, wouldn't you?
Yes, yeah, it'd be nice to give it a good polish.
All right. Now, when we finish this job, we're going to be cutting these samples into their own corresponding blocks.
Yeah.
So that for our own interest and for supplying information to the customer, we can say that, well, actually, we're quite impressed with the UV stability. Or we could say, you know, that if you don't keep it fairly well out of the sun within a certain period, you know, you'll get fade.
Yes, the proof of the pudding, as they say.
Thank you for that, Paul. We didn't do anything more with the green, mainly because it had started to go off, hadn't it?
Yes.
But I still feel that we wouldn't have been able to achieve that much anyway.
No, it's
because when you look at the yellow and the orange, they're very, very evenly fluorescent, aren't they?
I think you'll find with this final coat on, I think it will be okay anyway.
Yeah, I mean the pink is incredible, that one.
Yeah, it's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite impressive, and they were impressed in the office when I showed them.
Yes.